I'm Neha, I'm the host of GS Lovers community. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will be dropping the relevant links below this video so that you can explore about GS Lovers later on. Today's video is about arrays in JavaScript, and I will be taking you through how you can declare arrays in JavaScript, different properties and methods associated with arrays. So let's start with what is array. Arrays in JavaScript is very important. It's a special kind of variable that let you hold multiple values in a single variable. The property which makes array very special is that first, you can have multiple values in single variable. Second, those values can be of different data types. So you can have boolean, string, number all together in one variable which is array. The third property which make array very special is that it always starts with 0. What it means I will be telling you while doing the code. So now the second thing is how you can declare an array in JavaScript. Declaring an array in JavaScript first requires the name of an array. For this video, I will be declaring the array fruits. There are two ways through which you can declare, but I will be showcasing you the most preferred way of doing it. So let me first create an array fruits. And here you go. This way is known as array literal. This is the name of your array through where you are declaring it, and this is where the magic is happening, that we are declaring it as an array. Whenever you see these square bracket in your JavaScript code, assume that this is an array. As of now, we don't have any value in our array. So let's do one thing. Let's start putting values in an array. And here you go. I have added three elements in my array: mango, apple, and grapes. Now there is another way to add values, especially when you want to add any value at the end of your array. There is a method associated with arrays which is known as push. So if I want to add any element at the end of my array, I will use push method, and you can see the kiwi got added at the end. Now if I want to delete any element from the end of my array, there is another method which is known as pop. In pop, we don't need to set any argument, as it will automatically pick the last element from your array. And now if you will check, you have mango, apple, grapes, kiwi was at the last, hence it is removed. Pop and push is when you want to perform any operation at the last element of your array. If you want to perform any operation at the starting of your array, then you have the methods known as unshift. This will add kiwi at the starting of your array. Now if I want to delete the first element of my array, I will use shift. And here you go. So guys, through array literal, you define your array. Through this syntax, you add values in your array. By using push, you add value at the end of your array. By pop, you delete the last value of your array. By unshift, you add value at the starting of your array. By shift, you delete the first value of your array. So these are some basic operations which you can do with array. Now we will check a property which is very important for array, especially when you are doing a lot of operation with it. Most of the time when you are working in the real programming world, you might not be having any idea that the array you are getting is having any value or not. For that, you need to always check the length. So for that, there is a property known as length. As this is a property, I don't need to pass the brackets in here, and that's it. So as of now, my fruit is having 3 elements, and hence it is giving me the length of the same. So this is the most important property that you need to keep very close to your heart. Okay, these are not just the array methods and property is not limited to this. There are many more methods and property associated with this, as you can see here. So I will be showcasing you few more so that you can have an idea that how you can work with them. Okay, so now let's take the example of slice. What slice do is uh, it actually cut or slice your array to retrieve some value out of it. So here you go. If you will check, what I did is I told them that the array should start with the 1 0 1 until 2, and it goes to this and it retrieve me the apple value. This is how the slice works. As I mentioned that array always start with 0. This is where it comes. As you can see, the 0, mango is at the 0 index, apple is at 1, and grape is 2. By using the slice method, what I am saying is it should start with the 1 and it should end at 2. Hence I am able to retrieve the apple value. The other way through which you can retrieve the values from an array is just passing the direct index. Index is your 0 1 2. So if I will pass 2, I will get the value which is saved at the 2 index. If I will pass 1, I can retrieve the value apple. One more thing about the arrays is that as of now my arrays is having 3 values: mango, apple, grapes. But what I can do is I can also set a value at the 10th index, and I can say, for example, orange. Now if you will see, it has returned me undefined 7 times because in the between I have no sorry guys, it returned me 7 times undefined because I haven't assigned any value in between. I directly assign the value at the 10th. So these are the holes between the array, and by this you can actually play around very well with your arrays. Okay, now what we can do is uh, now let's create another array to play around with few more method. So I am creating my color. Now I want to concate my two arrays together. There would be the cases where you want to join your two arrays together. So what I have to do is I have to pass my first array, then I have to use my method concate, and in that I can pass my fruits array. And here you can see my red, green, blue, which was my color array, and the rest of the array is my fruits, which is now concatenated into the single array. There would be the scenario when you want to join the whole array into a single string, and in that case you can use join. So what join do is join actually take your array, convert into the string and in a single value. So as you can see, as of now it returned me red, green, blue as a string. What more I can do with join is, instead of saying that the value is separated by comma, I can even pass any special character. So as of now I have just there should be no space. In fact, I can also say that I want a hyphen in between. So this is how the join works. Okay, so the last thing of this video is when I want to loop on my array to retrieve the value. As of now we have seen two ways through which you can retrieve the value. The first is slice and the second is by passing the index value. Passing the index value become very tricky when you yourself doesn't know that how many index are there. Through length you can get it, but when you actually want to get a specific value, getting the index of that would be tricky. So in that scenario we use for loop. So let me do my for looping. Here you go. So through loop you can through for loop you can loop in the array and you can retrieve the values like this. This is very important when you are working with big arrays. There is another way through which you can do is, and that is the map function. That is a part of the functional programming in JavaScript. I'm going to show you that how you can use map. So this is how it is returning you the value red, green, blue. Okay guys, this is for this video. If you have any suggestions, any feedback, please let me know. If you like this video, give thumbs up.